I normally have an intro for something like this, but I don't. So, what's going on, guys? It's Spencer Carter with Spencer vs. the World podcast. I'm trying to get better at my intros. I don't even have any, so I just sort of just start rolling the camera. But we got my boy Carson Blom here. It's Cookies with Carson today, man. It's Cookies with Carson, dude. Haven't seen this guy. How long have we known each other? Dude, we've known each other. Honestly, out of everybody on this podcast, I've known you the longest as of right now.
It's been a long time.
Seriously, we used to go to church together. Dang, that was back. How old were? Dude, we were in middle school. 6th, 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's crazy. Dang. Now I'm thinking about it. That's really crazy, actually.
Yeah. How fast it's.
It's been over 15 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast. You're right, man. And I didn't see you for the longest time. I ran into you not long ago, and that's when we were talking about. Actually, Blom was like, "Yeah, man, you need to get Carson on." That's when you mentioned the Cookies with Carson.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with that?
So Cookies with Carson.
Yeah.
So the deal with that was when I was in college, I got to do my internship at the radio station on campus. So
really,
yeah, when I went to Emory and Henry College, the radio station was WEHC.
Okay.
And so I asked if I could do a radio show on the Saturday night.
Sorry, we're back on. We had a incoming call interrupt. Anyway, so the Cookies with Carson. So you were with the radio show. You said you wanted to do a radio show, and then.
Yeah, so I got to do part of my internship on campus before graduating. I got to do my own radio show, and so Cookies with Carson was initially it was supposed to be like a factual, informational kind of talk-based show, and I would try to have a different guest on each week and kind of talk about a different cookie each week with each different guest, and then eat cookies during the show,
like what we're about to do.
Yeah, exactly. And what's crazy about it was not that long ago, relatively in the scheme of things, I saw the Detroit Lions actually they featured some young kids, and they were doing some interview questions with some players. And they also had cookies with them or whatever. And I sent it to my teacher that I had originally proposed the idea to.
Yeah.
And was kind of like, this is what I thought, mentally I wanted Cookies Carson to be, because it was already on, our radio station was an NPR affiliated radio station, right?
Got
so that was kind of like, education. If it was like a program, it was kind of had the EI in the top, corner. If it was like PBS or something like that, educational, informational, with also a little snack at the end of it, right?
That's cool.
Whatever part of I get to eat as part of doing a little bit of.
That makes sense.
And so then that ended up never happening, and then.
But how many episodes did you do?
So, when I my first run in college, when I started playing the music. Mm-hmm. Since my name is Cookies with Carson, I try to have a baker's dozen of tracks each time. I try to have 13
Yeah. That's pretty slick.
Tracks.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
13 tracks each week, because 12 is your dozen, and then the baker's dozen, if you didn't know, is the +1, right?
Got you.
That's and then every week I would try to have a different playlist as well from the week before.
Okay.
That it wasn't nothing construent that you had to a dedicated series, if you had missed it or anything like that, kind of like the vibe I was feeling or what song I was kind of picking up on, if there was some theme, or if it's a song was celebrating an anniversary, kind of build a playlist around it or anything like that.
That's dope.
I think my first run before graduating, I may have had under 13 or maybe 11 or something like that.
That's a pretty good run, man. I mean, because I only have, I think this is my 18th. A 19th episode or something like that.
Because it was I did it all those Saturday nights before graduating. It was I had each amount of shows corresponded to those X amount of weeks in college, but then the final show was graduated, and then had to be off campus by Tuesday.
And then you just kind of, I guess you couldn't really keep it going because it wasn't on the radio anymore. What was your intro on it? Could you give us an example?
So I did a couple different iterations. I'm trying to think exactly what my very first like intro was, because they were all like under 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, just a quick little in and out. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Did you have like a song play or anything, or
he nothing as far as like a full on like theme music like WWE like or like someone fighting coming into the ring like walking down the theme music or essentially
like Stone Cold, like glass breaking? Like as soon as you hear that, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. I get it.
As far as like the intro, I thought the best I did was like when my final run that I did was like I had a little like musical snippet that played, and it was like prepared to go here, there, and everywhere.
That's cool.
The musical show that will embark on a journey like no other. And then it was Cookies with Carson, offering up a fresh batch each week.
That's pretty
And
slick.
then
I like that.
get ready to now take a dunk into Cookies with Carson. And
That's pretty slick, dude.
And then
That's pretty slick.
And then sometimes I was too timid to like come on right on the air right at the start. So then what I did do is I would let the song play that it was going to be the vibe of the evening. Come on, break down the song, and then be like, thank everyone for listening, tuning in this evening, and then transition to like the next song or like talk about like what was the evening's playlist.
That's dope. I mean, honestly,
playlist was going to be.
Honestly, like, dang, that's a pretty cool. Just like let's get the new batch for the week, like whatever. That's like a really good introduction, because then, like you said, you kind of play the music, and like, do you play the first song or whatever, and then you go and just kind of do the radio show, and then jump? Like, how off did you play like a few songs, then talk a few songs and talk, and so you kind of did it that way, and you had a guest every time?
Not every time there'd be a guest. It would kind of be like I'd have one guest and then kind of do like 3 or 4 music shows and then bring on another guest.
Was it difficult doing solo? Was it difficult doing solo radio stuff, or?
No, I was just nervous, just being in a whole room by yourself.
Yeah,
as far as like,
huh?
then going to live broadcast across.
I was about to say, because you're in live broadcast, so it's like when I do podcast solo. Have you listened to any of mine at all?
Don't hate me for saying no.
No, it's good. No worries. No, it's weird because I can tell the difference from my first one to like my most recent solo ones. Because like the first one, I'm just trying to do 45 minutes. Like I'm pushing as hard as I can, like just trying to figure out what to talk about. Fucking ranting about nothing, And then now it's just like, hey, this is an update, blah, blah, what's going on, 30 minutes, in and out, done. It's just weird how did you notice that you got more comfortable with the time? Like probably at the end, you were probably way more comfortable with it.
I was still a bit nervous to hit that live button, though, because towards the end of it, we did an expansion, and we weren't just our local campus college and Emory radio. We were with 5 other counties. We were with like Norton, Wise,
wow, okay,
Pound. Lord forgive me for forgetting the other 2, but we had like a whole new 5 other counties. So every time I hit live, it was a little bit more than.
I bet say yeah. I mean, did anyone ever come up to you and be like, "Yo, man, I checked out your show" or anything?
No, the one cool thing that did happen though was when I was waiting tables in Abingdon, one of my professors, they were in there and they had a project where whatever they because he had also had a show on campus too, like his was kind of like bluegrassy and stuff like that,
cool.
and
Nice.
then he also does kind of help around I think I don't really remember exactly what his title is, but he's like helps do the lineup for the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Music Festival every year, right?
Damn, that's pretty cool.
And
Nice.
so he got them to listen to other music shows, and he said some of the students said that my show was their favorite.
Liked you.
Yeah,
Nice. That's
so
awesome,
that was
dude.
like I've never
You gotta
really
keep it going, man.
I had a couple coworkers tune in and say some
Yeah.
stuff about the show or anything like that. But as far as like,
That's awesome.
nothing like it's like
Yeah,
walking
but
down
still-
the grocery
But
store.
that's how it starts, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny. Like I'll have people. Obviously it's acquaintances of people that I know. It's not more like random people, but I've had people that like work with other people that have been on the show, and they're like, dude, I listen to your podcast, and then I listen to some other ones, and like it's super fun. Like I enjoy it, and it is kind of cool. I mean, I didn't do it for that. That's the weird part. I'm sure you didn't either. Like you did it because it was part of like, this would just be fun. Let's try something new.
I was like,
And
hey,
then it's like you kind of grow, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Like I actually kind of enjoy doing this, because I mean, I talk to people all the time. I mean. I had a friend. It was actually funny. A couple days ago, he actually is the owner of this coffee shop bakery that I got these cookies from. Albemarle Coffee. Yeah, we can dive in if you want. And he even said it. He's like, I don't know what I was saying. I was like, yeah, I don't have any friends, just being funny. And he's like, you have more friends than I have acquaintances. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. Because I always just run into people, man. You know, I always run into people and have conversation. What are you doing? You know, I've run into a lot of interesting people like yourself. And what's funny is everybody has a story of some kind. You know, like someone, even though they might not think they have a cool story, they got a pretty cool story, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think so, at least, you know. That's why I like to have as many guests as I can. Because you don't talk about yourself so much, you know. It's just, who wants to talk about themselves, you know? I want to hear someone else's fun stuff, you know? So, but so what did you major in? Did you major in some, like, as far as college goes? Was it, what would you do?
Yeah, majored in mass communication.
Okay.
With a minor in theater, because the mass communication
Okay.
major, you had to have a minor with it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so I went to Emory and Henry with the original intention of being an actor. And got
Nice.
told by an alumni, hey, you should go to Emory and Henry. You should be an actor. You know, I'll take you to the Barter Theater
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then, I went to the college sight unseen. You know, first day was moving day, you know.
Dang,
And
yeah.
eventually realized how much work was going to go into the acting. Maybe it's going to sound like a 5-year program, or even a little bit longer than the 2 years I thought, with just transferring in
Yeah.
after doing community college and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's when I went the mass comm
Got you.
route with the theater minor.
Man, honestly, like, I think that's it's weird. Like, I feel like being in theater and acting is kind of hard. It's a very cutthroat industry, you know. I kind of compare it to DJing. You know, I feel like there's some people, it's almost like a favoritism thing. It's if people like you, you know. That's how I look at it, at least. I don't know. Maybe you have a different outlook on it, but
It was, maybe grew a lot more respect in the whole industry. And as far as, like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much, like, the Saturdays with doing the techs, 12 hours,
yeah.
It wasn't like people had time to watch College Game Day, and
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
who Corso was going to be picking on the helmet. It wasn't
Yeah.
the interest. Everyone was on the stage lights, making sure they were fine-tuned and stuff like that. And I just knew I didn't really have, like, the time
Yeah.
commitment as far as liking it to do it. Is this what I want to do every weekend for the rest of my weekends?
That's
like
true.
it was something like more
You
or
kind of have
less
to
like,
grind it out.
then you have to memorize all the lines, the plays. I didn't mind doing the lines and stuff like that, because no one else is gonna memorize the lines for you but you. And so it's cool to, like,
That is pretty cool.
memorize a big block and a scene and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's
What was a character that you found yourself falling into, I guess you would say, or did you get to choose characters, or did the school allow you to do different things, like antagonist, protagonist, like, or what was your, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, I don't know. Am I asking the question right? I don't know.
as far as, like, one of my acting one class that we had couple group plays, but then it was like we would just kind of act out scenes. Like it would be
Got
like
you.
a couple of us running back lines together.
Got
You know what I mean? Doing a part, and then eventually it grew to, like, multiple of us going in, and then our final came up to, like, us doing an act out of a
Got
play.
you. I got you. Oh, that's pretty cool.
A
Nice.
part out of, like, a book or whatever, like a script or whatever. That was like,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what? So you went to Emory and Henry. I saw on your plate. Were you in a fraternity?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How was that life?
That was cool.
Greek life.
That was cool. That was
Did you get a little crazy sometimes?
no, we were actually like the
Like an academic or something.
not even that. No, we did take academics seriously. It wasn't like we were in there, like, summa cum laude. There was
Raging.
some of us that were, like, actually, like, like that type of 3.5 plus, and everything, like,
Yeah.
4.0. But no, myself, I was happy to I was happy to at least get out. Everyone did push me to, like, make sure I hit my studying time and everything. Like, we at least held each other accountable academically and everything like that, to make sure we were going to graduate. And as far as even when people wanted to take kind of a gap year, we were always trying to push: is it the right thing you want to do, or is you just kind of need a break right now? Kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
we
true.
always
got
did
you.
try to keep each other.
That's cool.
Trying to make sure we all were getting to the finish line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some
like-
people I feel like kind of let that go to the wayside a little bit, because they just get involved in the partying and whatever is going on in the social life. Not even say partying, just social. Was everybody did they all have similar majors and stuff, or was it just kind of like
Yeah,
everybody mostly had the same.
most of the theater was most of the fraternity brothers were theater majors.
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
pretty
It's
sweet.
kind of like
okay. So well, that helps too because it's like,
every,
hey, I need help with this. What's going on with this?
And everyone was like a J name too. So when I came in, there was like Jake and John, Jack, James.
No way.
Yeah, there was like, and then there was like 4 or 5 J names, and it was like my first measure I proposed, and I was like, all right, we need a semester or 2 banned on J names. It's kind of hard for me to memorize.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Everyone's name real quick my first couple weeks here. Like, can we not take another J name just for a little bit?
That's pretty funny. It's funny. That reminds me. I was traveling somewhere, and I ran into 6 guys that were from actually England or from the UK, and it was 2 Jacks, 2 Liams, and 2. Dang, why can't I remember the other ones? 2 Liams, 2 Jacks, and 2 something else. I can't remember. Now I can't believe I can't remember now. Damn. Anyways, but yeah, there was like 2. There was 6 of them, but they all had the same names. It was kind of weird. But as you're right, like you get them kind of confused and stuff, and I could see that. That's funny.
The cool part, what people may not know about like the fraternity at Emory, is its local Greek life. Every other college is you're part of like a national fraternity.
Oh yeah.
So my dues were like dirt cheap.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
And it felt a lot cooler to be a part of like something that kind of felt like it had more of a closer knit,
like a homie kind of deal.
I got to know some of the founding brothers from like the 70s and stuff like that. I had older brothers take me out to concerts and everything like that. We went out and met out for beer and pizza and stuff like that.
No way, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
So I feel like it's a lot more connection, maybe so, than if you're a brother in a national chapter that you never really get to take advantage of your connections that way.
Yeah.
Or
that's
something
true.
like that. But I would, those experiences still, to their own themselves and everything. True. But as far as the thing I had with my local Greek life, I loved it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I guess the perk of being maybe a national is like if you're out and about and you run into somebody and they're like, oh, we're in, pie, apple, cherry or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? You're like, we're from this, oh, no way, and then it's like you kind of instantly connect because you're whatever. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But that's pretty cool, though. And I guess, like you said, it's more personal when you are, it's just like, it's just definitely a little, you feel more like a smaller world, I guess you would say, is what I would picture that to be. That's cool, though. And that's dope that everybody was in the same major too, because it's just like you kind of have familiarity. You have somebody doing like mathematics over here and then some other stuff, history teacher.
One history teacher and one business. So it's kind of like a couple, and then me, kind of mass comm.
So what made you get into the fraternity?
Into the fraternity?
Yeah.
So originally I was kind of not into it, and then John was the one that approached me at work and was like, I'm not leaving here without your email address.
Oh, nice.
I was like, all right, man, you got me.
You got me.
you kind of got me.
That's funny.
Like, because he approached me, because I did, unbeknownst to me, I'd already looked like a fraternity brother member of theirs, and they were like, we got to talk to this guy, and I didn't know that at all. That's why they wanted to get to know me and talk to me.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, people keep blowing my phone up. I thought I put it in airplane mode. Who cares? All right, we're back. I put it in airplane mode and it still went. Actually, that's a good break here. Should we get a couple cookies? Since we got cookies with Carson, man. And then you have we have the, what is this, blueberry? What is it?
We got some lemon blueberry bread.
Lemon blueberry bread.
From Breads by Marla down in
Breads by Marla,
Appalachia, Virginia, and 520 West Main Street. Down there, it is some of the best bread I've ever had in my life.
Is it
I'm
really
not.
that
Yeah,
good?
yeah. It's that good, man. I'm not affiliated at all. Like, I'm not getting no kickback or nothing like that. I'm just doing it for the love of the game because that bread is that good, dude.
And just that little bit of that I licked off my fingers just now.
Oh man, dude, it is the best. Like, it's called bread, but it's almost like a cake. I don't know how else to describe it other than you have to have it, and it's immaculate.
That is really good.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you, dude. Getting it at the farmer's market on the weekends,
Are you serious?
I would bring a whole loaf into work, and I would cut up like there'd be like 9 of us, between the bartenders or the people in the kitchen and my boss and everything like that, and cutting off like one big slice for everybody. It would share with everyone there, and dude, everyone loved it. She had, cranberry orange, like even an orange dreamsicle, lemon blueberry, white raspberry, white chocolate chip. Her bread is some of the best. I wish it was closer considering like where we're at and how much further a drive it is just to get it, but it's worth it.
Where is this again?
Appalachia, Virginia, like down if you're like near Wise, like
it's that far.
It's that far.
So how'd you get this? You drove down there?
So the restaurant I used to work at was closing, and I drove down as a little celebratory impromptu get together, see everyone, and then since I was down there, I called her,
and scooped it up.
I was messaged her for a little Valentine's Day pickup for some delicious bread.
That's really good. So these cookies with Carson, and lemon blueberry banana bread, or I always call it banana bread, but yeah, bread loaf. So these cookies are from Albemarle Coffee House and Bakery, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you've been there before. Mm-hmm. So it's a buddy of mine. So are you familiar with Tap House, DeZone, and Sharky's and all those places? So they also have like a little coffee shop that's theirs too. And that's what this is. Yeah, they put sea salt on it. It's pretty good. Not bad. It's pretty good.
That's what I was going to say. I love the sea salt on the cookie. Very nice touch.
It's really good, actually. I might get. Hold on. Let me get.
Because sea salt always works in tandem with the chocolate chips. Like because sometimes some of the sweets are a little bit too overpowering. Then you have the sea salt just take a little bit away from it, offset it. Perfect.
So. And cookies with Carson, is that what you would do too? You would eat different cookies every time?
That was the OG intention, to have the talk show, a different cookie each week and kind of like surprise the guest at the end. But as far as like get an initial, make sure there's no allergy. Those are going to pop up like a...
Maybe I should have asked you before I...
No, the only cookie I'm allergic to is the one I haven't had yet.
That's fair, yeah. That's true. That's me. That's me too. That's funny. There's actually a ginger molasses cookie in there too.
There's a ginger molasses cookie in there? Good Lord. Because this white chocolate chip cookie's already got me,
feeling good.
Really loving it.
Oh, yeah. There's more where that came from, man.
Lord have mercy.
I'm going to save that for you, too.
No, the lemon blueberry bread's all yours.
Are you sure?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm spreading the love.
I'll take it.
Because I used to have it all the time when I was down there in Abingdon. And I already know how good the bread is. And so as far as, like, it's me trying to spread.
Yeah.
Just do it for the love of the game, because she's not near us.
Got you, yeah.
And I want to see her flourish because, again, it is called bread, but it's not sandwich bread or anything like that.
It's definitely interesting.
It's almost like a pound cake is like the closest thing I could like, but it's still like a full on loaf. Though I don't know how other than to say it's delicious. It's the best thing. I love it with some coffee, like in the morning.
I'm about to say, yeah,
yeah, like
dang, it's really good.
Oh
shit. So since college, what have you been up to? Have you been? Did you do anything with the mass broadcast, or is it mass com? You said mass com. I say broadcast, but yeah. Did you do anything with that after you graduated?
Yeah, went back to the radio show.
Nice.
And then
did you work for the radio show, or
it was all volunteer?
Nice, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. What'd you do with that? Just
I got to interview a couple of different people when I went back. First person I got to interview was Todd Parkmore of Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Todd and the Monsters.
They have the really big album from the 90s, Sister Sweetly.
Okay.
They got the song It's All Right.
I got you. Yeah. Okay.
A couple other. They're from. It's not. Good Lord! It's Boulder, Colorado.
I got you.
So I knew it was. It wasn't Denver, but it was Boulder.
Yeah.
Because I played a lot of Red Rocks. Got a lot of Red Rocks albums and stuff like that.
I haven't been there. I need to go to Red Rocks. Have you been?
No, I haven't. But
God, man,
me too.
I feel like that'd be super cool, man. I don't know. It's just a different type of amphitheater. It's like kind of natural, you know. Dang. So what else? Anyone else?
Yeah, someone else we know mutually. Got to.
Who's that?
Yeah, got to interview Zach Kelly.
Oh, dude, that's dope. I was just talking about him not long ago.
Yeah, he was driving down to spring training before, and then it was the year he ended up pitching on opening day.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
ran the broadcast with him twice. Got to talk to him about how he was whooping me up in dodgeball in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
When you see that arm strength growing up, you realize like I ain't making it to the league.
Yeah, yeah, right. Dude, it's crazy that he had a couple injuries and just still
Yeah.
throwing. And I mean, you don't. It's just kind of a rare. You don't really hear about that. Most people, it's like he's kind of done. But
Talk
he kept rocking.
talk to him about that clubhouse award that he got from the Boston Red Sox too, as well.
What was that about? How was that?
Man, I really hate that I'm blanking on the name, but as far as like the award from the clubhouse, it's given to the person that's keeps gumming, pushing through, persevering through adversities or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
So
he won that.
And then he won that award.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long ago was this? This was pretty recent.
2023.
Oh wow! So
Because it was, that spring kind of was talking to him, and then he ended up pitching on opening
That's
day.
dope, man.
Because that 2023 season, he ended up like tweaking his elbow
yeah, that's what it was. It was like Tommy John or something.
or something. Yeah, UCL or something
Yeah,
like that.
something.
He tweaked his elbow, had a good start, and then
Yeah. Man. Yeah, it was weird. I was on a travel job. I think I was in like Singapore or somewhere. And I was on. Are you familiar with like Air Force TV or something like that? It's like the military has their own little, kind of like a college. Like it's their own little that's safe to air, whatever, in the facilities and stuff. And it doesn't have a bunch of like weird stuff. It's like sports, American, And I was actually watching him throw a pitch at a game, Red Sox game, and I was just like, I know that guy. And they're like, no, you don't. I was like, I swear, I graduated high school with him.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool. I don't know, I guess you don't really think, you talk about it, it's cool, but it's like until you really see it, and then you're like, dang, I went to school with that guy, you didn't realize. I mean, you just never realize how far someone's going to go with something, I mean.
And then think about like your location where you were in the world.
Well,
Both
that's even
watching,
worse.
watching
Not worse,
him.
but that's even crazier. I was like, dang, and I'm with some random people, it's just it's kind of interesting.
And then for them to hear like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool though. You got to interview him, man. That's awesome. Did you just like kind of reach out, or did he know you were already on the show, or how did that just kind of worked out? Just whatever happened.
Just asked him if it was something he thought he'd be cool with.
Nice.
Doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like what I learned with this podcast stuff. It's like you'd be surprised at how many people actually are interested in just doing it. Just being interviewed or being on the radio or whatever it is. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I didn't expect so many people to just be interested. I didn't think that me and you were going to be on a podcast. I was like, that's kind of fun, man. It is fun. It's cool. It's like you're sitting around, hanging out, talking to your buddies. Pretty much all how I look at it. So that's awesome though. So are you still volunteering with them or anything, or like
no, I had stepped away from the radio
did?
show to try to do more professional interest because again the radio is volunteer.
Got you. Okay, nice. Do you want to do anything more like local, like at one of these stations around here or anything, or?
No, man, I got paid, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it would just be better at this point to be like a voiceover guy, like, if I was like the coming this summer,
That would be a good idea. Dude, I might need you to do something for me for this, just do a one time thing. That could be a good idea.
For all your wedding needs, DJ Spencer.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have a friend. Sorry, this cake's really good. I'm over here munching. He's supposed to be on the podcast sometime or another. Stimulator Jones. Because the podcast you kind of have to build it. Same as like the radio, like you said. Like you had different intros and you sort of made it personal along the way. And the thing with this one is like right now I don't have an intro. I don't have any kind of thing, I want to do a song, and actually my friend Stimulator Jones, he could play like every instrument. Dude's talented. He's a DJ. He's everything, and anything musically. And there's a song that he has that's pretty nice. It's got like a cool bass line coming in. It's like do 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 do, and it's just a good like sort of the beginning, and like it has like the what are the things, the chimes, it's just like a very good intro song. Even if you just did audio or just instrumental and not the actual lyrics. I asked him if I could do it. He goes, "You got my permission," but I'm trying to make it to where every time it plays, he gets paid, because I think that'd be fair, It's just one of his songs off his album, and also with copyright, as you end up posting it, and then they process it, and then it's like, oh, when you start getting monetized, then you're gonna get dinged on this, So I'm trying to figure that stuff out. It's a lot of work, man. It kind of is. It's kind of a lot of steps you got to take to make it legit, I guess you'd say. I don't know. I just kind of have fun with it, That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Cookies with Carson was a really good time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it pretty wild? Did you have to be vetted at all to just go straight up on the air like that, like live on the air? Or did they just kind of were just like, this is your intern, like, whatever?
Kind of watched me to make sure I wasn't going to
say something crazy.
Yeah, like
say the F word or something.
Yeah, 45 seconds in the air and live,
Like Tucker Carlson. Is that who that is?
Or just doing anything like Alex Jones or whatever.
Wait, what is that? What does he do?
I just start ranting and rambling or whatever.
Started getting political.
Yeah, just make sure you didn't do anything nonsensical. Why? Because it is, as far as you're representing the whole.
Yeah,
the station as part of the.
Did they have somewhere that cut you off if they needed to? Like, probably at the beginning, they probably had it to where it's like, yeah, we're gonna cut this guy off. That's funny, man. I mean, I could see that though. You never know, man. Somebody could get on there like Kanye West style and just be like,
exactly.
George Bush doesn't like black people or whatever he said. I mean, the thing is once it's said, it's said. Mm-hmm. And it's out there
because it's all on an art. It's all held up for archival for a minimum of 5 years, as far as like
really?
Because he had to go out there, make sure you record your show, and then when it's done and stop to record and then get it in the system, label it and everything. So it's all.
Oh wow, it's the process. Did you have to do all that too on the back end?
Yeah, as soon as the show was done, because then when I was done initially on Saturday, I think it linked up into like our Saturday Night Live NPR feed, like Radio IQ or whatever, because it was like when I was done, then it was like the takeover, because it wasn't too much longer. I think they cut it to where it was like maybe my show would end, not whatever it was. There was a little bit of a gap, so I wasn't like because Radio IQ was the automatic like switch over, no matter what was scheduled to program. Radio IQ, because we split the thing with Virginia Tech, the part of why we had it at down where it was for us at the time.
Got you. Yeah.
So, and we had to and they always had to play the NPR Radio IQ, so
got you.
That would kick over automatically no matter what.
That's dope.
That was like the fail safe.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, one of my I don't know a couple people, but one of the guys that was on this podcast, Vinny, his mom is part of the radio for Virginia Tech. It's like I don't even know.
I think it's what, VTF or
something like that. Something. I can't remember. But she actually knows. So there's a guy that he has a hip hop studies, like music production kind of studies class, and he does, I think every Tuesday at lunchtime. This is a shout out, by the way. Every Tuesday at lunchtime you can do DJ lessons, and I used to go down there and just like me and him would scratch and play around and kind of meet people and stuff like that. And it was fun, He actually goes on the radio and has a little set, hip hop set. It's kind of cool. He doesn't talk or anything. He just kind of runs it and then just hops off. So, but how long you said? Like, how long was your show? Like 30 minutes, you said?
1 hour.
It was 1 hour.
Yeah. An hour.
Dang. Okay.
Hour live radio.
So, did you put anything together prior to, or did you just kind of just?
Yeah, I spent the week building out the whole playlist, listening to songs, and then figuring out because I would play. Eventually, I would first start on, introduce a song or whatever, but then by the time I honed up the craft, what it would be is like, I'd have the intro, play a song, come on after the song was done.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the song, talk about the next song, and then it would be like I would play like 3 songs in a row. I would have the first song end into the next song, kind of like fused together, and then like this segue, the second and the third, and then come on, and then.
What kind of music would you play? Just whatever.
Whatever I was feeling that week. That was the cool part about like
that's
a different.
Cool. They gave you you weren't like handcuffed.
Mm-hmm. And
so what was your favorite genre? You felt like mostly.
That was like what I wanted to compile. Was what I was trying to do like over the last summer was take all the Spotify playlists, because all of them are numbered, Cookies with Carson number whatever, and as far as
so you have
I have all of them.
You still have them?
Yeah, I still have them all on Spotify and on playlists and stuff like that, and I wanted to put them into like an Excel, and then let me know as far as like all the names artists because I always tried to never repeat. Or like if I played one artist one week, I would at least not repeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
played a different song by said artist, or at least
Yeah.
try to differentiate every artist every week differently.
Yeah, of course.
And then
And try to make them blend and stuff like that.
and then know what was the one I played the most as far as like genre and stuff like that. Because I guess as far as maybe like the one I played most was maybe like some classic rock.
You played a lot of classic rock.
A little bit, but that would just be like, I was playing like Tom Petty and
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
The fun stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Dang, that's pretty cool, man. I actually, so I DJ, so I did a DJ. My DJ name's Jack Carter, so it's like I have a Spence vs. the World podcast, and then DJ Jack Carter is like my alias, I guess you'd say. And I actually interviewed myself, not literally. I was thinking about doing like a funny back and forth
with the chair. Yeah.
I was like, nah, it'd be too much work, But so what I did is I just did a quick little 15-minute bit, just talking, interviewed myself, talked a little bit about my DJing, how my background came up, and then I did a mix. And Spotify actually took it down for copyright purposes.
Aw, dang.
But I kept it on. It's on YouTube still. But I did a set. It was actually it was a hip hop set. It was a set that I played in New York at like a record store. It was pretty dope though.
Let's
yeah.
go.
And it was mostly New York hip hop and just like cool, just kind of a little bit old school. I mean, it was definitely all old school hip hop, but it was cool. But like I said, I kind of did my own little radio, I guess, and DJ'd and stuff. But it's hard. I mean, I wanted to start doing like radio shows type stuff, like streaming kind of, like right now we're not streaming the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about streaming podcasts and stuff. I'm like, it's hard, just kind of having, I feel like streaming it's just, you don't know. But I guess you never know. I mean, it doesn't really hurt to just go live, But I thought about doing, I guess technically streaming is like radio in a sense,
I almost feel like it's like a form of TV.
Mm-hmm.
And
because people watch you, I guess. It's different. Because with the radio, you're kind of listening. I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it like that. Like streaming, I feel like you're more in tune with it. Radio is like in the background.
I feel like what got me into radio is I feel like my teacher had told me like I had the good, like you're the face of radio. And then like by the time I was into radio, I didn't realize what she meant. And I was
wait a minute.
Yeah. She was like, you could be the face of radio. And I was like, I could be the face of radio? Oh, no way.
No way. That's awesome. I didn't thought
realized it was just like talking into a room and a microphone. I was like, face of what? I was like, well, I'm already in at this point,
Yeah, well, I guess I'm already, my feet are in the water now. No going back. That's funny because, what's weird is like, have you noticed this too? Like a lot of people that are with the radio stations, it seems like they're there. Mm-hmm. They never really, you don't see a lot of people come and go. It's like they do it for years. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, like John Boy and Billy just retired, Like,
dude, I mean, they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, forever.
God, I just wonder how you get into it, I guess. I mean, maybe you just have the personality type for it or something. Mm-hmm. Like, because I have a friend, he DJs I have a couple friends actually that DJ for Shade 45. But see, I didn't realize that Shade 45 had different shows on different days and stuff. So it's like you have like I Destroy. Are you familiar with Shade 45 at all?
Yeah, Sirius XM.
Yeah. So okay, so it's Eminem's station. I got breadcrumbs all over me. But Shade 45 has like I Destroy. Have you heard of him? You've actually heard of him. So that's who my buddy DJ Spectacular. He like books the DJs that have DJs out there. They do like a 1 hour set, or it's like 30. It just depends, A bunch of people I know actually have played on that. And then you have like the Scramble mix, which is on Saturdays. That's actually Scram Jones. He's a dope DJ, but it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize there was so many different. I thought it was just always one person that hosted, but come to find out, it's different people all the time. Maybe that's just because it's a bigger show or a bigger channel, but it's like around here, I guess. Like locally, it's the same people almost, isn't it?
Yeah, because
it's just small, right?
Where I was, Ivy would host two separate shows. She would host her own show, and then she would host another like country Americana show, or whatever. So, because like her block would be like 1 to 3, and 1 to 2 would be like her show, Music in the Mountains, or because her sticker's really cool because it's like she uses like a record label as like to parallel the Blue Ridge Mountains. Like I remember like
cool.
I hate that I'm like blanking on her name for everything she's done for me. Like I think it's like I swear it's Music in the Mountains, or it was like But I just really remember what stuck with me the best was like the label, had the vinyl record on it,
Oh,
and
that's
it
cool.
made it look like the Blue Ridge Mountains, with her
Oh, that's very
name
slick.
as the part of the logo.
That's dope.
The logo, and then her Country Americana show like ran from 2 to 3, so she had that like 2 hour
Yeah, yeah.
block programming, but doing two
That's
different
dope.
shows.
And that's, I mean, and it's like, I wonder, I mean, like, I don't know, I guess, I mean, you're probably not going to get rich off the radio show, I guess, but it gives you good exposure, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
it? Wouldn't you say? I mean, for the most part, I mean, a lot of the, like, again, a lot of the, I mean, I don't know if you heard that one guy, his name's Nims. He's in New York. He's like, don't ever disrespect me looking like, have you seen him? It's like the New York
Yeah.
guy. He got his own show too, but I don't know if he was already like kind of famous and then, but now he's like, he blew up on Instagram. I mean, I don't know if the radio show came before, whatever was first, but it's kind of funny. It's like, I mean, a lot of these, as long as you can kind of keep people entertained, I guess that's all that matters. You know, it's like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to be on the radio though, I think.
You know what? I've been thinking it'd be kind of cool to do
What?
doing some DJ stuff.
Yeah, man. Like, you want to learn how to DJ?
But yeah, like I got like a little like if I got a DJ alias name I want to go by DJ Sunday Scaries.
DJ Sunday Scaries?
Yeah, and I want to play house
Okay.
style music Sunday nights in the evenings when the Sunday Scaries start to set because everyone's always fighting over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, wanting to headline the late.
Yeah.
But you still got Sundays a part of the weekend of the festival. You know what I mean? If I
It's
close out with the house vibes, just
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's a really good idea, actually.
and always keep it on the Sunday. Always on
do
the
it like
Sunday. Evenings.
maybe do it like
Late. You could be late night as eventually as it grew, but it's like the early evenings. To
maybe
start.
do like 4 o'clock. You're thinking like or later than that.
It would ideally it'd be like you do this
7 o'clock.
you do sunset. There's like the Mondays start. It's the
yeah.
Mondays eventually the Sundays start to fade and the Monday creeps in.
Yeah,
you try to
that's
dance away the Sundays.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, and I mean, you're right about the house. House music kind of popping off.
Yeah. That's why I would love to.
It's kind of crazy. It's weird because like Roanoke isn't seeming. It doesn't want to adapt to it too much. It doesn't seem like It's just. I don't get it. It's like somebody described this place. It's very blue collar, is what they say. They don't like the house music, and I don't know. They just want to hear.
With the way our like Dr. Pepper in the park, concerts get the lineup normally dictates about like the
demographic.
Yeah, the music taste for the area or whatever.
That is true. They've been doing a lot of R&B stuff now too. I've noticed.
Didn't they have Blackstreet one year? Like people did No Diggity, like No Doubt. You know what I mean?
They
Like
might have.
yeah.
They did. Ja Rule and Ashanti came
No way.
a couple years ago.
No way. Oh my God, Ja Rule.
Flo Rida was here one time. He's more like, he's poppy, He's more on the pop side.
But Ja Rule.
Yeah. I mean, ever since
Baby
50
girl,
Cent.
put it on me.
Oh yeah, baby girl, put it on me. It's like, what's this guy saying?
Every thug needs a lady.
Yeah. He's like, what's my mother name? Are you ready? Is that Ashanti? I don't remember. Bro, Ja Rule was funny, but he had a good run there. But once 50 Cent pulled up, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
Dude. He was
beef,
done.
the beef.
50 Cent knocked him down, man. He was like, I don't know if this was a true video or not, if it was a joke or not, but apparently I think Tony Yayo and another rapper was on a plane and Ja Rule was in the same, they just so happened to be, and they joked him so bad he got off the plane.
Saw that video too.
So you did see it?
Yes.
I was like, bro, are you that hated, dude? You're that hated to where they just like, God. But I mean, rightfully so. I guess it was like, it wasn't just like talking smack. It was more of like, apparently he actually stabbed 50 Cent, didn't he? Or didn't he? There was something. What's the beef? Do you know?
I don't know.
Dang, that's why I need a producer, man. I need somebody in here like, oh, let me look it up. Damn. But no, yeah, it was something, I don't want to spread false information, but, I think it was something like, it was definitely an altercation that happened before fame. It was like back in the 90s or something, early 2000s. But 50 Cent's going after everybody, man. Like the whole Diddy thing. Did you watch the documentary?
No, I hadn't yet.
Man, that's an interesting. I can't. For one, I don't know how he. I mean, 50 Cent produced it and everything, executive producer, and
What was it? Because the guy that had all the videotapes from Diddy didn't get paid by him, and then he took it to 50. Right? I did like see some of the new stuff about it, but I hadn't seen any like the.
But you know what's
video.
crazy is I didn't realize how much of a presence that Diddy really had. Dude, he was kind of he was a pretty big time dude, and he was kind of like when he first started. I mean, as you always are, like he was a nobody, and then all of a sudden he just blew up, dude. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird, actually. But he was like really out there hustling to make sure he was famous or whatever. And now look where he's at. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird, man. It's like the rise and fall. You know, it's kind of I guess everyone goes through it. You know, there's a lot of that, dude. It seems like a lot of, like, not to get all political or like into the politics, or not really politics, but just into the current events. But there's just a lot of people that have a lot of high status that are really getting chopped down at the knees now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Just like the Epstein files and all that weird stuff. It's just like, and you know, some of you don't even know what's real, because it's like, is this a list real? Like there's certain things, like, you know, I don't dive deep into it, but I'm like, dang, dude, like there's people that are like pretty big influences in a lot of people's lives just getting hemmed up, you know. I don't know. Do you really pay attention to that stuff?
And then they had the interview with Obama, and he was like, "Yeah, aliens are real." It just like straight up, like, you know, like was no hesitation or nothing. And then
was that
like,
a real interview?
Yeah, real interview that he
dang.
had. And then he said, he's like, you know, as far as Area 51, I've been to it, but as far as like hiding aliens, no, it's not like that they're hiding them underneath it. And he said that unless there was some super secret, something even hidden from the president, but as far as like things, you know, that he said, he's like, yeah, aliens are real. And then he further went clarified, you know, like, no, I haven't seen, or, you know, whatever, like.
That's interesting.
But as far as like, yeah, he had this interview, and like immediately it was like, yeah, aliens are real.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of crazy. There's actually a funny. I wish I had, like I said, I wish I had a picture to show you. But it was this funny thing. It was when the teacher says the test isn't going to be hard, and then it says the test, and it's a picture of. It looks like Barack and The Rock Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's like a picture, and they look the exact same. Because they kind of do, like, if you look at it, like, it was just hilarious. And it's just like people were commenting, like, Barack The Rock Johnson and stuff like that. But it's like AI nowadays, bro, you can make anything out of it. It's kind of funny. Do you dabble in AI at all? Just a little bit.
Well, I should have used it to, like, make the Cookies with Carson, like, compiled data with all the...
Probably still can, man.
If I could get that Spotify playlist, you know, X-filled somehow and then Excel. Or,
you know what you probably could do for real is just because you can share playlists. You could probably copy and paste the link
to ChatGPT
and just be like, hey, do all the links and just be like, what are the genres compiled into different? Yeah. I bet you could probably do it pretty quick. That would be that's some homework, man. We'll do that after the podcast.
Because that would be cool to be able to get, like, you know, as far as the artists I've played and
yeah,
genre or whatever. Because I tried to rotate it so much, you know, just kind of see what was the consensus, what tree branch kind of
definitely
waterfall.
So how did you find, like, was a lot of music stuff you already knew and you just kind of like threw it in there, or did you dig deep into some stuff?
Some stuff I tried to dig on, you know, like, you know, as far as like when Spotify would show you how many streams it would have, I would if I'm see something that didn't really have a lot of streams and I thought it sounded really good, you know, I thought that why not I'd give the exposure for something that's not, you know, as far as like if it's a kind of indie style or whatever like that, you know, something kind of small, maybe artists are not really, you know, well known yet or something like that, and then other stuff, you know, kind of your mainstream to kind of keep it in there and kind of throw something that I thought was similar in the style of it that may not have been well known or whatever, something I think that could have the potential to kind of heat up.
So what's your favorite? What are you listening to a lot of house music now? Because you mentioned house music. Is that your new thing right now?
As far as like, you know, at the gym, love some house music or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been doing some like John Hall and Oates radio, like, you know, like 80s stuff. Dude, like
I love some 80s music. I'm almost too embarrassed to say it sometimes when people are like, "What kind of music do you DJ?" It's like, man, I love my 80s, dude. I love my
Yeah.
90s hip hop and my
Yeah.
80s music. You know, I can do all the other stuff. I don't know. Just like my 80s and 90s, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just because of the uniqueness, and I think about how unique all the beats and the music and everything was back in the day, you know? So it's just crazy because nowadays it's like nothing is fascinating anymore. I feel like, if that makes sense, it's just,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's why the music now sucks. Do you like the new hip hop? I'm not a fan of it. So
We lost that sample art in the 90s. It felt like everyone
there
was
you go.
sampling. In the
Yeah.
2000s, people were sampling, songs and
Mm-hmm.
stems and everything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then as far as like then the 2010s, it hit that mumble style rap
Yeah.
repeat beat that everyone kind of just tried to just kind of copy that same flow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, kind of lost that
And people listen
that
to it.
art, kind of felt like that there was as far as, because even when you hear the 80s, first thing you think of is that synth, you know what I mean? That
Yeah,
the keyboard
exactly.
stuff.
Especially, yeah, man. And you had all the electronic music, and it's just like, and it was kind of muddy in its own way. Like, it wasn't perfectly crisp, but like now, you can go and just like, you get a looper and stuff. You can make your own beats, like, just like quick, you know. Back in the day, it was like, you had to loop a drum beat, you know, or like do different things to where it just made it more, I don't know, it's crazy. And now I mean, me and you could probably sit down in front of this computer and make a
45,
beat right
yeah.
now. Actually, I got the Tesla. Like, you can make beats in the Tesla. If you're parked, yeah, like there's a thing called like tracks or something, and you can just make it's not anything crazy, but you could still make a beat and
Hey,
you can record it.
something comes to you on the go. You got to pull
Yeah.
over real quick and then
Yeah,
get that
exactly.
semitone in real quick before it disappears
That's
out of
right.
your brain.
Have you ever made any music or produced or anything or mess with it?
Tried doing it with one of my buddies,
Really?
in Ableton and stuff like that.
Do you like it?
It
Yeah.
makes you realize, you staring
hard,
at it. It's
man.
hard,
It's not easy.
Not easy.
I got friends, they can like produce quick, or like they do remixes, and it's just like, how do you do that? And the thing is it's a big volume. You have to do a lot of it. And I mean, DJ Jazzy Jeff said it best. He's like, die empty, what he meant by that was, don't be like, oh, I don't want to release this song yet because it's not perfect. It's like, dude, just release it.
Mm-hmm.
You can fix it later.
Yeah.
My fill some water. Back to Stimulator Jones. I asked him about a couple of his tracks because he dropped an album back in like, I think it was 2018. Or yeah, there you go. The Molasses one's down there too. If you're interested in that one, try that one out. Yeah, that's good. But he said that he had a couple songs he never released until way later, and he just, like, again, just idle. And he had this beats and stuff, and I didn't think about this either, but singing also is like muscle memory. Did you know that? I didn't even know, like, because you have to actually kind of work your throat muscles, I guess you'd say, like, pause or whatever.
Yeah.
Just pause on that one. But you got to work your throat. You got to work your throat muscles a little bit to be able to sing properly, though, and like hit the high notes, hit the lows, and stuff like that. I didn't know that was a thing. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's like you realize how much of an art it really is.
Yeah,
to
like,
do that kind of stuff.
think Freddie Mercury right there controlling the crowd with his like high-low range right there, and like that, like you said, working your vocals like that range.
It's kind of wild, man.
Yeah, just goes to show in the age of AI, machine, versus, human art creation. It's like some things just can't be done by
It just can't. It's like, man, my favorite. Who's your favorite artist, do you think?
Ooh, favorite artist?
We'll go pop. We'll say pop in the pop world.
Pop artist.
Any era, doesn't matter.
Any era?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question. I guess I would have to say, I wouldn't classify him as pop, but I guess I go Kendrick.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, you be jamming to Kendrick?
Yeah, I would love Kendrick.
Kendrick, what's weird is he has always been good, but it's almost like he was hitting real good, like back when Humble and all that first came out, and then even like the ASAP Rocky era and stuff like that. And he kind of, like, I wouldn't say disappeared, but he wasn't out there as much. And then all of a sudden he popped back up. And I don't know if it's because of just like Drake, the whole Drake thing, or what do you think happened? Do you think it was because Drake
The
and
beef.
the beef? Do you
The
think that's what
beef.
kind of made him come to light again, or what?
Um, because when I first just really discovered Kendrick, it was like, Good Kid, Mad City, because I didn't know that
Yeah, dude.
Overly Dedicated had existed,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was I think I had to go back to find Section 80. It was
Gotcha.
like, or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and then really liked and appreciated Kendrick, and then I think everyone else started to, you know what I mean, at the same
Yeah.
time, and
I
then
was like, what?
everyone else kind of grew because then Damn came out like 2017.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like 2015, 16, 17 is when he was really like
Hmm.
popping up, like blowing up, and then yeah, you're right.
And
That's true.
then he had the Super Bowl,
Yeah, like put him over the edge right there.
his own
Yeah.
his own halftime, and then he had the appearance again. I think even with whatchamacallit, with Eminem, what the Super Bowl,
Oh yeah, he did,
right?
didn't he? I think he did. Yeah.
Because with Joe Burrow against the Rams.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he was in
Yeah.
that halftime.
Dang. Could you imagine playing for the Super Bowl? I think that'd be like one of the. I think a Super Bowl performance would probably be one of the height of your career kind of performances, you know? Like doing a tour is one thing, but like not only are you performing in front of a stadium, you're performing in front of millions of people across the whole and the world. It's kind of a crazy
I think
perspective, I guess.
it's even crazy is how big we think the Super Bowl is in America, but we got the World Cup getting ready to happen this summer, and how much more eyes are on the World Cup. You know what I mean?
That's
Like we
true.
have millions, hundreds of millions
That's
of
true.
eyes on the Super Bowl, but there's gonna
The
be the
World Cup is
world. The
huge.
world's gonna be watching the World Cup.
That is true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right. Dang.
You got eyes of both nations tune in to one game, and
Yeah,
then let alone everyone in
that's
around
true.
tuned in.
That's true. Dang, man. That's one thing I never really got into, man, was soccer. Football is what you would say.
Yeah.
Do you watch it a lot? Well, you
Yeah,
played, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah, you played, yeah. You know what's funny is like everybody talks about football, like actual like American football, but they don't realize, I mean, dude, like soccer is that's a hardcore sport.
All running.
It's all running, dude. Like every one of those guys are just like, I mean, I know football players are big and whatever, but like you're doing nothing but running back and forth, and that field's huge. You know, like the LB, like lower body type fields. That's not even close to the size, is it? Like, how big is it? What would you compare? What would you compare the like the I guess World Cup field to be? Is it bigger than the like the high school field? It's got to be huge,
Yeah,
right?
like an actual soccer,
Like an actual soccer field, yeah.
soccer pitch. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
way
probably massive.
way bigger than our field would have been about a top.
God,
Like kind of almost like you go to a collegiate like D2 stadium, and then
Mhm.
like where it's like shared space between college and soccer,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
where
yeah.
you see the lines.
Yeah. That's insane. God. Yeah, I don't know, man. I went around the new pump track on a bicycle. Have you been to that yet? Have you seen the new skate park? So, have you ever rode a pump track before? You know how like it's weird. You don't think it's that hard until you do a lap, and it's so funny because I was thinking about like I'm just thinking of running across a soccer field, back and forth, like zigzagging. I went around the pump track one time, the outer loop yesterday on my buddy's bike, and I was dead. Like not literally, but I mean, if I did another 2 laps, I would have been hurting. Like I couldn't imagine running across a soccer field back and forth. I'd be dead.
There's no stoppage of play. You do football, it's just a snap in the series, right? Reset.
Yeah,
Soccer's like you got 45 minutes, and until someone either gets hurt, the ball goes out. Like it's
yeah.
continuous.
And not only that,
movement.
it's like soccer's like in heat. I mean, it's during the summer too, right? Like the season's sort of like springish. It's like hotter. I feel like football is sort of getting into the winter time. So it's like not as, I don't know. It's a little more brisk out, I guess you'd say, unless you go down south. That's a weird thing too. I guess is like there's so many different. Like you have people that like you have like Denver Broncos, right? Like they're playing out and like it's always probably cold for them. It's like kind of weird. Like the different agricultural geography, whatever. I don't know what the fuck.
That mile high
Yeah, there
altitude
you go, yeah.
advantage. Everyone else coming in short of breath.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, oh, man. What's your favorite team?
Oh, the Detroit Lions.
For real?
Oh, for real, for real.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's my team.
For real? How'd they do this year?
Didn't make the playoffs. Picking 17th of the draft.
My team was the Redskins. Well, I guess the Commanders now, but I don't really watch football, man, to be honest with you.
You guys had beat us in the NFC Championship the year prior.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, man.
I didn't actually watch that game.
Really? So do you watch them pretty religiously?
Well, the reason I didn't watch that game is because I actually got invited to go to a concert by a girl.
Okay.
And then tallied up all the events in my life. I've seen the Lions play football in January.
Yeah.
It's happened, but, rare occurrence. But all the days I've lived in my life getting invited to a concert by a girl, it's the first time it had happened. So I had to pass it up, banking on that the Lions were going to win the game to see the next game. And then they lost, but I had no regrets about it.
What concert was it?
I got to see the Deslons at the Barter Theater.
Is that in
Abingdon, Virginia?
Nice.
But my buddy Kevin got to open up for him too.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't want to miss that. You're just like, yeah, that's all. Wait, what kind of music was that?
The Deslons was like a 5-man live band, and they had like steel guitar, drum.
Really?
Yeah, and that
kind
was
of jammy.
Yeah, kind of like a jam band. That was like really good. Kind of like even some slow style stuff too. Like really, really good to see them live, chop it up.
Really?
I'd really recommend.
It's funny. My first time. You ever heard of Big Something? The band Big Something?
The name sounds really familiar.
So they're like a jam band too, and I first heard them when I was in Floyd Fest. And honestly, man, I never. I mean, it's not that I did. I just didn't know anything about jam bands to get into it. So it's like whatever. But dude, honestly, that was a really good experience, man. Especially with all the lighting and stuff, and the way everything just kind of comes together, and they flow really well with up and down with their, with the music, and it was pretty dope, honestly. It was definitely a good experience, and like I could see why people go to jam bands all the time. Are you going to Billy Strings in July? Have you heard about that one?
How he's coming to Roanoke?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
I heard the tickets are pretty reasonable right now.
As long as it's nothing like,
$700.
Yeah, exactly. Where I'm paying festival prices just to go to a day.
Yeah, just to go to a day. Yeah, I saw Post Malone actually at the FedEx Field. Well, I think it's the Staples Center. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is anymore. The Redskins field. Commanders Field, Washington D.C., Maryland, whatever. I don't know, but it's funny because I was at work and I was like, oh, Post Malone's playing on June 2nd. Like, what day is it? And I was like, wait, today is June 2nd. And a couple coworkers and I went up there, and dude, we got tickets. It was $200 a piece, but they were right there at the front, dude. Like, because the way he puts the stage, he has the T, and he's always up at the T, like at the very front, like in the middle. Man, that was probably one of the best concerts I've ever experienced. Like, he was playing a lot of old stuff, like 2017, 2016 stuff. Stuff that I was, rocking out to back when I was like 20, 21. So it really gave me a lot of, I guess, nostalgia too, man. It was a really, if you get a chance to go see Post Malone.
I second it too, because I got to see Post in Bonnaroo.
So you did get to see him.
I got to see Post Bonnaroo 2016.
Oh, so that was probably like
that was like right when he pretty much only had White Iverson, and we didn't know like what else he was gonna play. Then he dropped a mixtape August 26th, like not that much longer before Bonnaroo.
So he only had like one song.
Like White Iverson was the big hit. That was like the summer, and then he dropped a mixtape August 26th, bro, for Bonnaroo. And then he got to do he did like the Hollywood Dreams Come Down song, like live. Way. That was gas because he did White Iverson twice.
That's awesome.
And then he like dove off the stage towards the stands when it was done. And then I got like less than 15 feet, like 20 feet to Post Malone, like when it was all said and done at in the stage. So dude, that was sick.
Dude, that's awesome. And then you get to see him now. It's like he's doing he's packing stadiums, dude. Like
did $400, and I'm like, all right, this is where our journey splits. So this is like, I love seeing artists that come up where I'm able to like see them multiple times for cheap.
Yeah.
And then when I start selling out stadiums, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to go find a new artist. Like, you know, it's like
that's true.
You could have, you know, like, not to say I wouldn't go see him again. It's just as far as like you know, it's my time experience to go spend the money to go see you know, another artist multiple times.
You know, that's the thing with
400 once.
It kind of makes you wonder too. It's like a lot of these artists, I mean, even like podcasters, comedians, whatever. I'm just you know, they were working at doing that for way longer than until they actually became famous. And you almost think that, oh man, they just became famous overnight. Like, not really, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously.
One personal pride, true testament is that I've seen Charlie Crockett twice, right? Mm-hmm. The very first time I got to see him I got to see him for free at the Waterfront Park Wednesday series at Louisville, Kentucky. Down at the bridges right there. Mm-hmm. And the guy that I tried up a conversation with was from San Francisco, like, you know, right there. And he's like, yeah, you're not going to believe it, but I first saw Charlie Crockett busking in the streets of San Fran. And I stopped to listen to him. And ever since then, anybody I find good, I stop to listen to them, wherever they're playing, wherever they're at.
What, yeah.
You know, and that's how that guy was tuned into Charlie and already seen him a couple times. Because I had heard Charlie on this radio station before mine one day when I was at the station. They were doing the Country Americana.
Yeah.
And I heard Charlie Crockett. I was like, dang, I could get used to like this guy. You know, Done seen him twice live, loved each time.
Damn, that's awesome.
And
it's kind of crazy, man, because you really never know.
And he, you know, he's a true embodiment of working man of traveling across, you know.
Heck yeah.
Multiple shows.
And that's like, I wanted to get into, you know, DJ, and I was driving up to DC and doing a lot of gigs and stuff. And I was thinking about doing that too. I was like, man, you know, I've kind of taken a break from DJing here recently. Just whatever, man. The weather's kind of janky anyways. And I got other things that I've been working on. But, you know, it's like I mean, another example, it's, you know, a lot of these people, like comedians and stuff, you know, they're living off of like a couple $100 a week, traveling from one side of the country to the other, like having a venue, be like, all right, well, I'll holler, you know, like during the week they're driving across country. I mean, I've thought about doing that, you know, it's just, but it's like you have to really grind, and like, you know, the DJ world's a little different because it's like I listen to Joey Diaz a lot. You know who Joey Diaz is. So he, you know, it's nothing to go out and do an open mic and make $25 for the evening, you know, and that kind of pays for your, depending on how you eat and stuff, like that'll pay for your food for the day, a little bit of gas in the tank and stuff. But it's like, you know, DJing, it's like you're really only banking on the weekend gigs and stuff. And I mean, you can make okay, but you know, $300-400, but it's just like, you're not going to be a millionaire off of that, you know. And then it's you're banking on, okay, I'm going to do this for 5 years, and then eventually I'll blow up. But sometimes you don't, you know. And then, but you had fun while you did it, I guess. But it's funny. It's talking about, you said Charlie Crockett. Mm-hmm. So I was on an airplane with a woman, and we were talking, whatever. She was from Tennessee, and she had mentioned, I forgot what we were even talking about, but she had mentioned how she was in college, and there was a guy always playing guitar in the quad, you know, and he would always hit on her and ask her out, and she'd always turn him down. Come to find out it was Kenny Chesney. And she's like, God, I wish I would have went out with this guy, you know. And I'm just like, dang, dude, that's kind of crazy. She was kind of wild, though. She was telling me stories about some weird stuff. I was just like,
But the cliche guy playing the guitar in the quad of the campus, you know, getting turned down was Kenny Chesney.
And that, I mean, I was like, that always sounds like a movie.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
too good to be true.
Too good to be true. Hey, you know, whether she was lying or not, it's a good story, I guess. But it was just kind of funny because,
even Kenny Chesney getting turned down, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of us guys.
Well, what actually reminded me of that is earlier today, I just saw, I guess him and Peyton Manning went to the same college. I don't know if you knew that or not.
What, University of Tennessee, Knoxville?
I think so. Yeah. So they went to the same college, and there's a picture of them, and like they would go to parties together. It'd be like Kenny Chesney doing open mics and stuff. And if you see pictures of Kenny Chesney, he was a dork. I mean,
really?
Like, oh yeah, he was not the cool beach guy that he is in like his persona back in like the 2000s. He was definitely a. I'll have to show you a picture later. Like, he was wearing big frame glasses, and I mean, he definitely was. I mean, I can see him getting turned down by a girl that regrets it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah, they I don't know, man, but that's the thing about art and stuff like that. And I'm using like music and stuff. It's funny because you really don't like you think that they blew up, but they've been probably grinding forever. It's like Kenny Chesney. I mean, he was doing albums and stuff in college, and he didn't blow up till after the fact. It's just kind of wild.
I always love to think of the Prince quote. Now, Purple Rain's really popular right now due to the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes years. Years to become an overnight success.
Isn't that crazy?
Right, and that would just exactly perfectly describe the grind, what you just said. You know what I mean?
It really is, man. It really is. It's like I just use Stimulator Jones because he's local. Like, he's from here. He's from around the area. I mean, he just hit 10 million listens on one of his songs, and how he became famous. I need to get him on here, dude, because it's pretty cool. It's kind of a cool story. But he actually, I say famous, but how he got recognized, I guess you'd say. He had stuff on Bandcamp, and a girl listened to it, one of his songs, and was like, we really liked it. And he thought it was a scam because this was back in like 2018, 19. So it wasn't, you don't really get reached. Now you get reached out to a little bit more, but back then it wasn't really, it was kind of a weird.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we want to fly you out or whatever. I'm probably butchering the story up a little bit, but long story short, they found him on like a SoundCloud or something or a Bandcamp.
Now, is this a gentleman that now a part of Kendrick winning the Grammy that I just read the article about, the news for Roanoke, while he was producing songs?
No, so that's another guy.
Another guy, yeah, because I was reading that article, same thing. He was producing beats for people in Call of Duty lobbies. Just one person overheard the beat in the Call of Duty lobby, invited him to come out, same thing. Gets flown out to the studio, L.A., yeah. And then Kendrick comes in like a day or two later because they were trying to get him to work on a song, and then boom, yeah, that was kind of like the ties.
Dude, I'm telling you, you never know. You just don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's like, I kind of kick myself for not DJing and stuff like that here recently. But I mean, I haven't been doing it since my last gig was like early January. So I've been off a month. I don't know, I just had writer's block there for a while. I wasn't feeling it, whatever. I mean, I don't really like playing locally that much here.
No, but I always like to think about what Pharrell's got. He's got the Festival of Virginia Beach, right? Something in the water. Think about like, Virginia's got Michael Vick, as far as Pharrell, as far as like the artists that come from the state always end up having to leave the state to go make it else.
You have to go leave it.
You have to leave. Charlie Crockett said the same thing. If you want to make it big of yourself one day, you gotta leave. You gotta leave your hometown. You gotta travel far, make it big yourself.
You gotta leave, man. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are kind of scared to do. And it's like, I mean, I went to D.C. because I was working in Northern Virginia, and I mean, I'm not afraid to. I mean, I've traveled, bro. I'm not afraid to leave and stuff. And it's just like, it's just weird. I've been here locally, just family and things like that. Sometimes you got to take a step back or whatever. And,
no,
but I was in D.C. working, and and I was like, well, let me just go to this spot. And I just kind of mutually met. It's actually crazy. I mutually met a friend through a friend that I know here, just through Instagram and stuff. And I went to go see him, and next thing you know, I'm playing at the venue he's playing at. I had a residency there once a month, a couple times a month. But then, you start networking off of that. The next thing you know, you meet people through that person. I went to the DJX event last year in New Jersey and stuff. But you just never know who you run into, man. Next thing you know, they're like, hey, like I have a friend. We talk a lot. And he's just like, dude, what separates you is your availability. Being available is a lot to do with it, too. It's like, hey, man, you want to come do this gig with me in Florida? Like, okay, when is it? That's 2 weekends from now. All right, cool. Book it and go. A lot of people don't have that luxury.
Yep.
It's like you said,
oh, let me ask the wife. I got to see if we got someone who can take the kids.
Yeah, I got to do this. I got to do that. We got this going on, So it's there's a lot of that.
Someone can watch the dog.
Yeah, anything.
They can watch the cat.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of live in like, this spot, this spot's pretty nice. You shut the door and just bounce, come back later, whatever. So it's, and you're right, you have to leave, especially Roanoke, I feel like.
Yeah.
Roanoke's sort of, but also, I know a lot of people that hit pretty good, just even though we were here, they ran into the right person, the right place, right time, man. Like you said, being in a Call of Duty lobby, making beats.
Speaking of right person, right time, I was reflecting about that the other day, about how, like, I even got to Emory and Henry College, was, like, waiting on a person at a restaurant, that told me, you need to go to Emory. But it's they first sat in my section, and the other dude that they were with, he couldn't fit in because it was an older style booth, his belly.
Yeah.
So they had to move to another table, and it was another girl's section. So it was like she still let me keep the table. Can you imagine if she didn't, and she took it, and I never had that whole interaction that didn't let me to where I was today.
Isn't that crazy?
Right, you know what I mean? I was, sitting there walking around the track, think about like revelations and circles, and kind of like,
It's true. And it's also just being a good person, dude. I mean, a lot of it's got to do with that. I think about that sometimes. I mean, Jairus Hayes, like, he, I don't like to say full names, but whatever, fuck it, But it's like, I messed up on that one. But anyways, I said Jairus, like he's not the only Jairus you probably know. But
it makes me laugh if you would have been like, like our buddy like Jairus H, and then you'd be like, no, that's too that's too much. You'd have been like, J Harris. You'd be like, oh,
yeah, damn, it messed up.
Yeah.
But like use him as an example. He helped me do like the travel work that I did, and it's just like, and I mean, I remember him saying back in the day, the reason he picked me to go with him for the most part was because he knew that I worked when we were at the Glebe. Did you work at the Glebe too?
No, I didn't get to work at the Glebe.
Did for some reason. But like we worked together at the Glebe, and he knew that I was, worked hard and stuff like that. I mean, dude, I could have been a scumbag, whatever, and then never even be probably where I am today. I don't know. Like, you just never know. Like you said, it's just, just being nice to somebody sometimes too gets you a lot farther. I mean, like for example, you talk about Emery and Henry, you could have waited on that table and been pissed off and just been, bad to the guests, and then it would have never came of anything. Yep. It's kind of weird. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how the world really works, man. It really is. That's why I try to be cool to everybody, best I can. That's actually talking about the DJs. My buddy that's a DJ that I talked to, he was telling me, we were talking about DJing and stuff, and I told him about the podcast. I'd like to get him on because he actually lived in LA for film and stuff. And he was telling me, he was like, dude, what's funny? He's like, watch. He goes, the podcast, as goofy and stupid as you think it is, he goes, something like that is what will get somebody recognizing you. He's like, somebody's going to be scrolling through YouTube, come across one of your videos and watch it and be like, man, this guy's pretty whatever, and next thing you know, you're on Theo Von or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but it's weird how it really,
especially
how it really works.
How like is quick with things to go virality and like instantaneous success overnight. To catch me outside. How about that?
It's quick, man.
How things can change overnight, and
that's why you gotta be kind of careful what you say, man. Especially on the internet. Like, you mess around and say some crazy shit, and then next thing you know, you're getting blasted. Yep. Getting blasted up. So what's up, man? We need to get you on the DJ on the turntables one day, man.
Sunday nights,
That's Sunday Scaries, bro. Yeah, Sunday Scaries. You could be like one of my buddies. He reached out. He needed a mix done. I think he's gonna play it like as if it's him. I'll just make you a mix, man. Just act like you're doing something. Have you ever DJed before? Like played around with it at all?
Yeah, but my buddy got a MIDI, to where like if you got like your MacBook, he's got like what do you call?
Hold on 1 second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that.
With in regards to DJing, he's got like his MacBook up here with like the turntable, and I guess you could just call it like 4-channel setup. How you could run 2 different whatever, like the backing track, because he had me let on the headphones and let me know how I could mix them together and stuff. Start, stop, and scratch and quick.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Nothing like that was just us 2 a.m, one night, after beers, having a good time. Exactly.
That's how it starts. I mean, that's how my DJ adventure started. A friend of mine had a brother and that DJ'd, and I used to play music for events and stuff like with just my phone. And he's like, "You ever looked at DJing?" You know how it goes. It's kind of crazy how it starts, man. It's just next thing you know, I got addicted to it, and then so now it's so entry level. You don't need turntables and a mixer and all this extra stuff anymore. Now you can just buy a little board. I mean, there's little boards you can buy for $50 now that you can mix on. I mean, I don't recommend them, but it's like you can pay a couple $100s and get a nice little controller. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how easy it is. That's why a lot of old school guys are like, oh, man, DJing isn't like it used to be.
Especially guys used to scratch records, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like by,
actual scratching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did an all vinyl set. Actually, I did DJ not long ago. I did a vinyl set at Sidecar. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. The guys were already set up, and one dude was short. It was just one guy, and I got a bag of records over there. Just a lot of old school pop, 80s music and stuff like
That's
that.
crazy. I didn't know you almost did it at Sidecar one night because I almost went into Sidecar on a Saturday one night specifically for the vinyl thing.
Really? It might have been. It was only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It really
Yeah, you
wasn't.
should have pulled up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's cool. They started kind of late though. It starts at like 10.
That's why I wanted to go. I wanted to get just a couple late night Guinness, a little nightcap.
Yeah. It's pretty cool there, man. I played there. It was funny. I was only gonna do like 30 minutes and then jump off, but I ended up playing the whole night somehow. So
Nice.
I don't know how that worked, but yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, sorry, my phone's blowing up. I thought that putting on airplane mode would keep the calls from coming in. Oh well. How long have we been doing this for? Dang, dude, we're already at like over an hour.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
for like an hour and 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's wild, man. Oh yeah. But so what are your plans for the weekend, man? For the summer, or anything? What you got? What you got going on, man?
Man, I just quit my full-time job. So.
I know you mentioned that. Yeah. So what's the deal? What do you want to do?
Looking for employment.
You be my moderator, man.
No, you know, my schedule's open free. You know, just straight
Yeah,
up.
definitely. What? So are you just kind of seeing what's out there right now, and just feeling, testing the waters? You should look at the radio shows, man. I mean, honestly, if I was making money doing this, I'd have you on. But this is still off the jump street, you know.
I was just taking calls, getting yelled at by people for their credit cards, man. I just couldn't mentally, wake up every day to get dressed to work, just sit in the chair to get yelled at for nothing I had nothing to do with.
Was it remote at all?
I could have done a remote, but I didn't want to wake up from my bedroom, walk 4 feet to the other room,
and then just get yelled at.
I'd rather get up, go to the office, sit down, because then at least free coffee in the office, I can go down to the cafeteria. You know what I mean? I can kind of exactly. As opposed
more
to
social, I guess. Yeah.
As opposed to when it's at home, and I clock out at the end of the day, how am I supposed to differentiate?
Dang, I guess you're right.
Getting yelled at all day at work, but now I'm at home. I couldn't have.
It's probably a stressful job though.
That's what it was. Just easier for me to mentally just attach going inside to the office to be at work to work than at home to relax. I wasn't gonna let someone yell at me in my home.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to do my job. If you already robbed my peace of mind, you're not gonna rob it from where I live.
So how many calls would be someone tripping out? Was it pretty much every call?
That was an escalation, so I want to speak to him.
Oh, so you were an escalation.
So
I didn't know you were escalation.
Well, they want to speak to a manager. I was the not necessarily manager, but the next level support, and and they'd be like, "Carson, you better help me because the last person didn't do nothing for me." And you're just like, "Oh God, here we go." No one's really thankful to. It's not like you're encountering just the everyday, interaction or whatever. Because I'm specifically getting they're demanding to speak to someone, or they want to take it to the next level.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. That's the thing, man. Gosh, people, it's weird because I've been that person before. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect by any means. But when I was younger, I had one time where I was pretty rude. I've never been cussing out. I've never been that. I'll never be that. But I had been rude, and then I got to thinking, this is not that person's fault. The person that I'm interacting with, it's not their fault. And the fact that they're so patient and so nice, the whole interaction, it's just man, I'm sure, especially me being more laid back with certain stuff, I'm sure they're probably God, man, thank God it's not somebody that's an asshole today or right this moment, because then the next person, because you don't know what that person's going through too, but also you don't know what the person that's calling for the issue is going through either. It's they always say what's leading up to that point, what made this person upset, it's never really the situation, it's what happened before, maybe they found out their dog died or something. I don't know, I'm just thinking something
same principle applied when I was waiting tables. It was maybe that Friday night it was the accumulation of a bad week, and then they come out to eat, and then their steak was overcooked. And then that's why they took it out on you, because they couldn't do nothing right the whole week, and they just tried to go out to dinner to get escape from it, and then now you're getting the full brunt of.
Exactly.
I've been trying to just wake up this morning, go to Costco to get some toilet paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, my credit card's not even working. What's going? Yeah.
Gosh, man, it's, and I guess a lot of it's the big part of it is just perspective, just I guess looking at the glass half full for real,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're a glass half full kind of guy.
Try.
I would think it's hard to be sometimes.
Yeah, especially with
Yeah.
the way that some people act over the phone. We're acting over the phones, man.
God, man, yeah, they get a little.
I'm like, man, my mom, her me chopping it up like this over the phone with you,
smacked in the mouth,
yeah,
huh?
exactly. I don't know how some of y'all made it this far with that y'all's mom was
I don't know, man.
teaching y'all a lesson or two.
Yeah,
learn
dude,
about treating some people with respect and dignity.
God, I've been, like I said, luckily I haven't had a situation where. I mean, I deal with customer service, like just owning businesses and certain things. And I mean, even DJing, dude, sometimes people come up to you and they get nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I normally keep it pretty cool, for the most part. There was one time where like a girl was being rude at a club and she's like, this music sucks. And there was like nobody up there. It was just her. And I was like, well, I'm not playing good music. I mean, I'm playing good music, but I'm not playing
music solely for you this evening.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, there's literally, she was like, we had just opened. So I was just playing some background, just like, whatever, and I was just like, I said something mean. I think I was like, yeah, well, you're beautiful. She was a good looking girl too. I was like, yeah, you're beautiful, but on the inside you're not, or something. And I was like looking back, I'm like, it was kind of mean. I should have said that, but yeah. And her friend came up to me later and was like, I'm so glad you said that because she is kind of rude sometimes. And I'm like, all right, cool. So apparently she's always like that, but she probably didn't learn from that. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Some people it just goes over their head.
Yeah.
They it's like self-awareness. I was trying to think of a way to.
That would happen all the time. Trying to tell people, hey, this is what I can only I can do this right now for your credit card issue. Other than that, I can only send it to this next step. Well, how come you can't send it to someone else? It sounds like you could send it to someone else to send it to further along. No, this is what I can do right now. I can send it this email, then it's going to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it sounds like you could send it up someone even higher. So why don't you go ahead and push that through? No, I need you to understand.
Well, yeah, if I had the owner's number, I would give it to you.
If I had the CEO of Wells over here on speed dial, we probably wouldn't even have this conversation to begin with.
So what would happen mostly? Just like cards would decline, I guess. Just whatever, just simple stuff.
Sometimes it would be like balance transfers didn't get through to like right accounts or like or other things.
Mm-hmm.
Payments being put on holds or just other.
Yeah.
Stuff I had nothing to do with.
So you have nothing to do with that.
How do you speak to a manager about this balance transfer? Okay, let me confirm the last four of where it went. Okay, this is where it went to. Doesn't sound like it went to the right account. I didn't do that. Let's tone it down a little bit.
That's the thing. I feel like I don't know, and it's like you were just kind of like the punching bag in a way.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was waking up every day to be the punching bag, man. And that's just mentally draining.
You don't want that,
man. You know what I mean? Just waking up, brushing your teeth, shaving. Trying to put on. Not even your Sunday best, just trying to wear your quarter zip, khakis, and sit there,
clean,
at least make it look like you tried to roll out of bed, and then get there to get your headset on, just to 15 minutes in the shift. Carson, you go ahead, shove that card up your butt.
People say stuff like that.
Oh yeah, even that's I censored that one right there just to say,
really?
Yeah, man. And you're looking at the clock, going, man, I don't even get off till
Yeah, it's like, dang, dude, I just started.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get another cup of coffee.
Exactly. And you're like, man, it just it got to me draining mentally. Stress
It
eating,
could. Yeah,
pulling
I can
out
see that,
my
man.
hair, man.
Yeah.
Sitting there just trying to reiterate stuff to people, man.
Yeah, people that aren't listening.
Yeah.
They say it's hard for a bee to tell a fly that shit is, or honey's sweeter than shit, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's true. And it's like if someone's already got it in their head that whatever, you're not reasoning with them. You just gotta let them just.
Or they would hang up and then be like, I'm gonna continue to call till someone can help me.
Got another phone call. All right, we're back. Here we go. No, dude, I don't know. I probably could have just put my phone on silent, but whatever.
Just people just saying you're not doing nothing, doesn't sound like you want to do nothing, or you're not helping me, and then I'm gonna just hang up and keep calling back till someone does help me, and I'm like, sounds like some of y'all never got told no at all growing up. You needed to at least get told no once or two in your lifetime.
A lot of people are like that. Yeah, they probably should have been told no. I see that a lot more here lately. But I don't know if it's just because I've interacted with the world more since Like back in, I don't know. It seemed like back in the day, people weren't really like that.
Right.
I don't know. That's how I feel. Did you think the same thing?
Yeah, man. I always felt like kind of post-COVID, kind of felt like the societal social mannerisms has definitely shifted. You know, where we felt like people have been a lot more crass and not necessarily as.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
weird.
there's still nice people and stuff like that. You know, people use their manners, but as far as like, it's not as doesn't feel like as common spread as what it used to be.
Same as the dating pool. It's different now too. You know, everything's different.
Mm-hmm.
COVID, man, everything. God, the way people interact is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Well, look, man, what time is it? Oh, dude, it's almost 3:30. It is 3:30. Dang. We've been doing this for an hour and a half, man. It's a good one. You want to wrap this up? What do you think?
I'm thinking before I wrap it up, I got to at least plug up the cookies one more time.
You gonna do one?
I got to plug up the cookies. I had the ginger one.
Yeah.
Ginger molasses.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It reminded me of like a ginger snap, but without like the brittleness. You know what I mean? Without the hard. It was just a soft ginger snap cookie.
That's the good thing about that one.
And I love ginger snaps.
Really?
Yeah, some of my favorite things to eat come to holidays time. Everyone's all big on pumpkin spice or everything like that. You know, let me just quietly snack on my ginger snaps. Dude,
I love it. And especially you put them in some milk and they soften up, and then you just, oh man, dang.
Call me crazy. I'm a ginger snap with the coffee.
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah, just get a little black coffee to get a little dunk into it, soften it up a little bit, or just even.
Damn, that's a good idea. Dang, yeah, because that's actually where the idea kind of came from with so Jen's the baker for the coffee, or not the coffee shit, the Albemarle Cafe, and she has a lot of good stuff, man. Cinnamon buns, it's all scratch, all made from scratch, and it's like an espresso cinnamon sort of icing, so it's got a little bit of coffee in the icing.
Come on, we need Sabrina Carpenter to come down and espresso.
I know, man. Dang. But yeah, the cookies, man. So you thought they were really good, huh?
Hell yeah.
So I'll give you a bit on the blueberry lemon bread loaf, that's what we call it. Man, what's funny is how long had it been since you got this?
I got that Saturday on Valentine's Day.
So it's what, Thursday now? Dude, it was still moist as if it was Saturday. Mm-hmm. I could only imagine what it tasted like Saturday.
And me picking it up Saturday didn't even guarantee that it was like made Saturday. She could have made it the night before, and I had it, and it was ready for me to be picked up on Saturday. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy?
All I know is I picked it up Saturday. I don't even know exactly.
I mean, this is like, and not only that, it's like the blueberries. It had just enough, like it wasn't overbearing, but it wasn't too less either. And then also, I guess the even distribution of the blueberries, and then you had the lemon. So the lemon was good because it's almost, sometimes lemon's too lemony, and that was like a perfect across the board.
And then the icing
too. I love the glaze, like icing. Man, it's really good. Damn. We'll have to do this again, man. Bring it. Just keep doing pastries.
We'll have to do it around the holiday time because she makes a pumpkin cheesecake that caused a fight over the last sliced dog.
Are you serious?
I told her that because I got it 2023 and I hadn't even seen her since because I moved out and moved back to Roanoke and been down there.
It's been like 3 years.
It's been a couple years since I've even seen her, right? And even and so I told her, I said, Mara, last time I saw you got your pumpkin cheesecake from your son, and and I didn't told you it caused a fight over the last slice. So I don't know how you need to work it for marketing and promo for yourself or your business. Pie's so good it'll scrap over.
Man, I love cheesecake too. That's the thing. I haven't had it in a while.
Her pumpkin cheesecake, bro, was
it's bomb.
S tier, S plus tier. I don't even like the highest of the high. People were like, it's a 9.9. Hers is 11.0. When I'm talking, scale wise, bro.
Super good. Gosh.
Yeah. Man, I don't got big bag activities without knowing how to be knowing where to get the big bag food.
I don't
look
like this without trying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I'm looking to hit. I'm worth finding to hit the treadmill to find out some good food eats. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I'm at, man. It's like you got to live a little. It's like I know people that are just. I try to eat all right. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it pretty clean. But I try
to add my vegetables.
Yeah, but if you're gonna put this in front of me, I'm not gonna turn it. I'm gonna live a little. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna.
I can't be
turn down some blueberry.
Can't be eating plain rice cakes every day just to never know what that.
That's just kind of I know people that are like that, but hey, that's what they like. They like looking in the mirror and seeing whatever they see. But it's funny because I like my biggest thing is like I'm not gonna not try something. Like if you're like, hey, dude, this is probably the best thing ever. Like, I'm not gonna not try it. It's kind of
No, that's where I'm like, yo, dude, Reds by Marla, she's not close. I'm not affiliated. I'm not getting paid to say it. I'll just do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, this is
Everybody
it
need
right
to
here.
know
Exactly.
what my girl be whipping up in the kitchen.
That's how Jen is, man, with the cafe, bro. You can eat that last cookie if you want, dude. It's literally.
No, I already got 2. That last one's for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it's funny because
Every cast.
she's got this chocolate pumpkin muffin.
God.
It's right up the street, man. They're closed now, but we'll have to swing by there one day, dude. It's literally everything on there is good. That's good. They have a broccoli cheddar quiche. You can either get it crustless or get it gluten free. So it's or gluten free or regular. Crustless is gluten free. And then, God, dude, these people keep blowing me up.
Spencer.
I know, sorry, but yeah, you can get all kinds of stuff there. I've been shouting them out pretty good, so it's annoying my phone. I should have. This is a lesson learned. I can cut it out, so it ain't no big deal. But yeah, man, we got cookies with Carson, man. We had cookies with Carson over here. Carson Blom in the house, man.
Chopping it up,
bro. We're gonna do this again. We'll have to find another spot. What do you think? Find another spot to grab some pastries from, and we'll do it again. But, I always try to have some. I mean, for the most part, snacks or something like that.
Little part 2.
Yeah, a little part 2, man. I'm down, dude.
Get the sequel.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. Maybe we'll have an intro for the next one. If you could find the intro, let's do it.
Okay.
That'd be cool, man.
My homework.
We'll throw. If you think you would have it.
No, I'll work up something.
Yeah,
I'll whip up something.
That'd be a good idea, man. Just kind of do a little throwback episode. Just throw you in the mix. That'd be fun.
See what I can do.
Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, it's Spence vs. the World, Spencer vs. the World podcast. Like I said, I'm getting better at the intros and outros. We got Carson Blom up in the house, man. Cookies with Carson. So we'll get y'all in the next one. Thanks for coming out, man, for sure.
Thanks for having me,
This was fun, man. This was fun. I've been looking forward to this one for a little while.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Definitely, brother. Have a good one, bud.
Thanks, bro.